everywhere is important. I think, qualifying, especially with the new car, we all run so close together speed wise, and it's just really, really hard to kind of differentiate yourself from the field.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Massaro, and welcome to Cup Connection. How about that Talladega race? Now, I still do not know who all those people were that were questioning Kyle Busch heading into the season, but it certainly seems to me like the move to RCR suits him pretty well. Now, I'm not going to say he's been dominant this year, but he does have 2 victories and sits 5th in the championship standings, proving, at least to this bystander, that he hasn't lost a step at all. All right, it's back to reality this week. The pack racing drafting mentality of Talladega in the rearview mirror. Now it's on to the Monster Mile. Dover, the high-banked concrete track, is one of the most unique and demanding speedways there is. And those who know how to get around there are pretty hard to beat. The keys are knowing how to get the car right in practice, qualifying up front, and knowing how to pass in the incredibly high-speed corners. Our guest today knows how to do all of that and is very much looking forward to heading back to his home track. Joining us now is the pride of Marietta, New Jersey, a guy who's going back to his home track this weekend, Martin Truex Jr. Martin, hey, good to have you on here.
Yeah, how's it going? It's good to see you. It's been a while.
It's good. I can see you're in your car. Where are you headed? Fishing, hunting? Where are you headed?
Yeah, I'm about to go out fishing. I'm up in North Jersey with a buddy I grew up with, and been here for a few days, spending some time around home. So it's been fun, and going to go do a little striper fishing this afternoon.
All right. Well, good luck pulling those things out of the water. All right. So that's one of the things you do when you go home to Dover, I'm sure. What's it like, man, when you get to go back there?
Yeah, it's always fun. I think for me, it's, thinking about the race, it's always just a little bit of extra confidence. I think, it's been a great track for us over the years, and, being able to get my first win there and then a few more along the way, and feeling like it's just a place we've always been really strong. So, last year, new car had a good run, kind of go south right there on the last lap, but looking forward to it. The team's been working hard, doing a great job, and I feel like lately we've been gaining some momentum, and our cars have been fast. So excited to see what we can do with that at Dover.
One thing that always stands out to me at Dover, just the high speed you carry through the corners. How do you set up a pass with everything that's going on in those corners?
Especially now with the new car, it's become more difficult, but I feel like, last year the track got pretty wide and we were able to move around. Really you're just trying to find some clean air and, try to get position on a guy on the exit of the corner somehow and then beat him down to the next one. So it's always a difficult place to pass. It's so fast and you're so on edge. I think this time going back with low downforce package is going to be a real handful, a real challenge, but I think it's going to be fun. So hopefully the weather's looking pretty crappy, but hopefully we can get some track time, maybe a little bit of practice and qualifying. That would be great to start up front.
Yeah, the weather is not so good here in the Northeast. I know this hits dear to your heart, but it's already been told that the Spring Sizzler at Stafford Speedway has been postponed this weekend.
Oh, no good. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, big deal here in Connecticut for sure. Hey, back to Dover. All right, you talk about how difficult it is to pass in the high-speed corners. Does that place a little different emphasis on how you qualify there?
Everywhere is important. I think, qualifying, especially with the new car, we all run so close together speed-wise, and it's just really, really hard to kind of differentiate yourself from the field. So track position is always important, and Dover is a place that it's, I think, extra important. So unfortunately, we've gotten in that, last lap crash in Talladega. And if we do rain out qualifying, we're not going to have a great starting spot. That's going to make things really more difficult. But I think it's something that we can get through. And, like I said, if our car is good, a couple years ago, nobody could pass and we went from the back to the front because our car was so good. So it's really just about getting the car right. And 400 laps is plenty of time to get there if we've got what it takes.
All right, just big picture. How do you look at the season so far?
A little bit up and down. I feel like, starting off winning the Clash was awesome. And that gave us some confidence for our short track stuff, and that's been pretty good. Martinsville, I feel like, the first time in my career, I felt like I wish it was 500 laps instead of 400. Usually 500, it's like, man, this is a long one. But, at the end of that race, we were really strong. We've had some good speed, honestly. Even Talladega last weekend, I felt like it was probably, the best race I may have ever put together at Talladega. And, unfortunately got caught up in that last lap wreck. But just feeling like our team's in a really good place, and we're right on the cusp of breaking free and doing some really good things. So got some great tracks coming up. Dover obviously this weekend, Kansas, Darlington, where you really still sore about that heartbreaker last year in the Southern 500, leading late and having the engine problems. So feeling good, confident, and the team's in a good place. So I feel good about it.
I was reading your press release heading into this week, and there was a stat that really jumped out at me. I didn't realize this, but it related to stage wins. I didn't realize that you have more stage wins than any other active driver right now. 56 of them. It just makes me wonder, what's your mentality like when it comes down to those final laps before the stage ends?
Yeah, I mean, really, you're just trying to do the best you can, and a lot of those stage wins came a few years ago when we were really on a tear, and last year, not quite as many. This year, we haven't won any yet, so we need to get to work on that. But, it's really just about being consistent throughout the race and trying to be up front all day long. And, the way we race now is it's literally qualifying laps every lap of the race. There's no hanging out. There's no taking it easy, waiting for the last 100 miles or whatever, like, back in the day we used to be accustomed to. It's go, go, go all day. And, I enjoy that part of it. And the stage points have been a good thing for us, up until last year. So we're still trying to kind of figure that out with the new car, how to get ourselves in position, lead more laps, and being up front more consistently.
So we began the interview talking about your fishing trip that you're going on right now, Martin, but I know there's something else that's near and dear to your heart, and it really stands out to me. I think it's honestly more impressive than your racing career. It's how you've been able to give back to the community, to people in need, and draw attention to causes that need attention. One thing we've noted recently, Fox did a feature on Piper's Wings, how you use your airplane and use it for good, able to transport organs that are being donated to save lives. I just want to get to the heart of that. What made you want to be part of that?
I try not to, to make too big a deal out of these things or take too much credit. I think, for me personally, anytime I feel like there's a chance for me to do good and to give back and to help, I just feel like it's kind of what I owe back to, society and to people that, have treated me well and taken chances on me. And look, I feel like I'm very lucky. I, grew up with a great family, got the opportunity to go to work, got the opportunity to go race and been able to make a living out of that because of, other people's generosity. So, anytime I get the chance to make things, helpful to others, I like to do that. And with, Piper's Wings, it was just something that really kind of just came together and sounded like a great thing to be a part of. When I started our airplane charter business a few years ago, we weren't into the organ transplant flights and all those things. And it's something we got involved in, and we got to meet some people, and you start to hear the stories and you start to hear the need for organ donation, for transplants, for all the people that are waiting on the waiting list that don't get what they need. And then the people that are on the list and maybe have an opportunity to get life-saving help that can't afford to make the flight or get the transplant done or all these different things. So it's like, wow, how can we help and how can we get involved? And so just from all the people that are part of our company, our pilots, our management staff, everyone just jumped on board. So I think they get a lot of the credit as well. And it's something we're really excited about. And it's obviously just getting off the ground, but to meet Piper's family, hear her story, all those things, it's like, we got to do this. Why would we not do this? And we're very proud to be a part of that. And hopefully we can do some great things.
Well, I know you don't like to give yourself a lot of credit, but you deserve it. For those folks who are watching right now may not know it, Martin's company has transported over 350 organs to people in need. And that's in addition to what I consider probably the best fundraiser in the sport. That's the Catwalk for the Cause. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. I'm curious, how much money have you raised for childhood cancer through that?
Just through that one event, I'm not sure, but I know that we talked about it last year that we've put to work over $8 million in communities since the start of the foundation back in 2006. So, we've been able to do some really great things and help a lot of families and impact a lot of children's lives and so many great things. I spent some time here in my hometown this week, and we've got the, pediatric emergency unit there with our name on it. We've got one that we started last Open last year in Huntersville, which is right near Joe Gibbs Racing. And, a lot of our crew members and team members take their kids there. I mean, it's been really amazing to be able to see the impact that we've had and the help we've been able to give over the years. And that's, obviously thanks to everyone that supports us and all of our donors, our sponsors. Just, it's been, quite the experience to be able to do that. Very humbling, very honoring. And, it's something that we'll continue to do the best we can with.
Well, it's incredible to see what you're doing with your platform, Martin. I know there's a lot of thankful people out there because of it. Before I let you go, I've got to ask you the $10 million question, the one that you've been asked for probably a year and a half now. Any updates on the possible plans for next year?
Way too early to talk about that, Mike. No, I mean, honestly, I'm still enjoying myself and having a great time. And, hopefully we can get some wins in the bank here pretty quick. But just kind of taking it as it comes. I've been this is my 20th year. It's hard to believe. Time just flies by when you're traveling and you're always going, but still loving it, still enjoying it. So I think as long as that keeps up, been fortunate to have some great partners over the years with Bass Pro and auto owners supporting us so greatly. They make this decision a little bit easier to keep rolling. So let's see if we can keep winning some races, and then we'll make a decision. Well, it's been a lot of fun watching you. A lot of fun interacting with you over the years. So we appreciate that. And I wish you the best of luck this weekend over. Hope the weather holds up. I sure do. I do as well. Thank you very much. Good talking to you. It's been a while, and we'll see you around. Martin Truex Jr. is certainly one of the all-around good guys in the sport and a man with a huge heart. He's an excellent racer too, by the way. On top of his 31 career wins, he won the 2017 title and has been the championship runner-up 3 times. Now, as we mentioned, Truex is a 3-time Dover winner and is among those to watch this weekend, but he's not alone. Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch also have 3 Dover wins. And then there's Chase Elliott. He has 2 Dover wins, including this race a year ago. Now, this is Elliott's 3rd race back from injury and another good test to see where he is physically, and definitely a good opportunity for him to put his injury behind him. But just as Hendrick Motorsports was getting back to full strength, there is more injury news. Alex Bowman will miss at least the next 3 to 4 weeks as he recovers from a broken vertebrae suffered in a sprint car crash this week. We're told he is in good spirits and recovering at home. Meanwhile, Josh Berry will take over the 48 car while Bowman recovers. As you may remember, Berry substituted for 5 of the races Elliott missed. And during that time, Berry had some strong finishes, including a 2nd place finish at Richmond. A lot of people think that proved he could be a full-time Cup driver. This will be another opportunity for Berry to showcase his talents. Well, that's all for this week. Enjoy the Monster Mile, and once again, thanks for watching us on Cup Connection.